Nobody thought this merger would actually happen, but the second Fubo closed its deal with Disney to merge its live TV business with Hulu plus live TV, the entire balance of streaming television in America quietly shifted. This wasn't just a corporate handshake. This was a direct move into the heart of ESPN, into the most valuable sports inventory in the country. And overnight, Fubo went from being the sports first underdog to suddenly sitting next to the biggest players in live streaming. And the crazy part? The numbers show it's already working, even before the dust settles. What caught analysts off guard wasn't even the merger itself. It was the fact that Fubo quietly closed Q3 with 1.63 million North American subscribers, a bump from last year's 1.61 million. In a market where most platforms are losing subscribers or flatlining, Fubo somehow nudged up, right before announcing a partnership with one of the most powerful content owners in the world. Yes, revenue dipped around 2% versus last year, from $374 million to about $368 million. But Wall Street isn't even talking about that right now, because the numbers are showing something bigger under the surface. That subscriber momentum started building before the Disney deal even hit the public radar. And analysts are whispering that the biggest impact hasn't even kicked in yet, because the massive content advantage is still loading behind the scenes. And here's why this Disney plus Hulu Live combo isn't just a press release. It's a structural shift. The deal is officially done. Fubo is now merged with the Hulu plus Live TV business, and even though both brands will continue to operate separately in public, behind the curtain, they are now feeding from the same machine. That instantly created one of the largest live TV streaming services in the United States. Literally overnight. Before this moment, Fubo was competing against Hulu Live, YouTube TV, Sling TV, and the rest of the pack. Today, it's part of the same ecosystem as the company that literally owns ESPN, ABC, and a large part of the cultural engine that built American live television. And that changes the competitive math for every single player in this space. Because sports is the only real glue that still forces viewers to watch live. Not on demand. But this is where the game flips completely. Because for the first time ever, Fubo now gets legitimate access into the ESPN universe. Not just ESPN the channel, but the ecosystem behind it. ESPN Radio, ESPN's web traffic, the cross-promo engine, the brand halo, the cultural weight. And anyone in streaming will tell you this. Sports is where the money lives. Movies and scripted shows can trend for a weekend. Reality TV can spike interest for a month. But sports? Sports locks in retention for entire seasons. This is the glue that keeps subscribers from canceling. And now Fubo has direct pipelines into the single most valuable live sports machine in America. That's not just growth. That's leverage. And then there's the timing, which nobody believes is just coincidence. Because right as this deal was coming together, Disney channels went dark on YouTube TV. ESPN, ABC, gone. Millions of viewers instantly felt the absence. During the investor call, analysts flat out asked Fubo's CEO if they were trying to take advantage of YouTube TV's pain. And he said no. They're not trying to capitalize, and they're letting that situation play out naturally. But here's the part people are whispering. The blackout might have quietly fueled curiosity and interest around the Fubo plus Hulu Live merger. Because when one giant stumbles, viewers start looking for stability. And some insiders think that this blackout just happened to push attention toward the one platform that just secured ESPN access. And behind all this big-picture momentum, Fubo's CFO quietly slipped in a detail that most viewers completely missed. And this might be the part that actually unlocks the next subscriber jump. He talked about the launch of Fubo Sports, a slimmer, sports-focused bundle now available in over 100 markets. And he claimed something bold, that there's virtually no cannibalization. Meaning, it's not stealing users from the main Fubo package. Instead, he says it's attracting new categories of viewers, people who don't want the full channel universe, but refuse to miss live sports. And if that's true, that means lower churn, higher retention, and cheaper acquisition. In other words, This skinny bundle could become the quiet weapon in this entire streaming war. Because at the end of the day, this isn't even about this quarter's numbers. This is about where Fubo is positioned 1 year from now, 3 years from now, and how the entire US live TV landscape just got rearranged. 3 years ago, nobody, not analysts, not investors, not even hardcore sports streamers, would have put Fubo in the same room as Hulu Live, ESPN, or Disney's direct sports infrastructure. Today, they're not just in the room, they're plugged into the ecosystem. They have access, they have leverage, and they are entering the next phase of streaming not as the scrappy underdog, but as a legitimate top-tier power player who can now go toe-to-toe with the giants, and that's why nobody's asking if Fubo has peaked anymore. The real conversation now is something much bigger. Is this the opening shot of the next streaming war? Because this new era might not be Netflix versus Disney anymore. It might be something far more aggressive. ESPN-powered streaming on one side, and every other platform scrambling on the other. And if this merger really becomes what analysts think it could become, the industry may look back on this quarter not as a financial update, but as the precise moment the battlefield shifted.